Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about the romantic compatibility between ENFPs and ENTJs. I think that most people have asked themselves the question, who's the best match romantically long-term with another person based on certain characteristics? And I believe that the MBTI personality types, which has to do with brain types, is a good starting point. So let's look at what ENFPs and ENTJs have in common. Obviously, they're both intuitives, which means that they focus on the abstract aspect of life and they are about the future. So they will appreciate that about each other. The other aspect is that they're both extrovert, but in the case of intuitives is that although they are officially extroverted, but they will behave more like introverts because it has to do with the person's core energy. So if a person has higher energy than other people, they will need time alone to recharge. So both ENFPs and ENTJs will understand each other on that level. That the ENFP has extrovert thinking as its third function and the ENTJ has extrovert thinking as its first function, which means that they will understand each other logically. Because although the intuitive feelers obviously are right brain dominant, but depending where their thinking function is placed, so if it's within the first three slots, they will be rather logical. So the ENTJ and the ENFP will be able to understand each other logically and they will appreciate that about each other. Obviously, this couple will face a number of challenges. The first one is that the ENFP is right brain dominant because they are intuitive feelers. So these are people who come across as empathetic, kind, warm, soft, whereas the ENTJ comes across as logical, direct, stern. So they might have issues when they are discussing, any problems. So the ENTJ will feel that the ENFP needs to be more assertive and firm, whereas the ENFP will look at the ENTJ and feel like this person needs more of a heart, to be gentler and more understanding of how their words and action, affect people emotionally. So that will be an issue. The other point also is that the ENFP is the type of person who likes to be spontaneous because obviously they are perceivers. So they like to do things at the last minute. They're not really good at following through. So the ENTJ might feel like the ENFP is not reliable, reachable, and they might criticize the personality type. The other point also is that the ENFP, in terms of their relationship style, is spontaneous and feminine. So these are people who are about authenticity. So they want to be as genuine as possible in their relationships. Whereas the ENTJ, being a masculine and orderly type, they are about effectiveness. So they are about whether whatever they're doing is revealing results. So they're not really concerned about how it may affect people emotionally or if a person cannot be authentically themselves to actually reach their goal. So that may be an issue. The other point also is that the ENFP, as I've mentioned in other videos, tends not really good when it comes to finances and organizing their lives. And the ENTJ, being a judger, judges really are better at managing their finances and organizing their life in general. So they might not look fondly upon an ENFP who might, negatively affect their financial situation. So that may be an issue. The other point also is that the ENTJ is not very physically affectionate and warm, and the ENFP is very much about that. So they like to be close to their loved ones, hugs and being really sort of like showing affection and warmth, whereas the ENTJ is not really good at that. So they sort of intellectually understanding, but they cannot really apply that in their relationships. So also the ENFP is very romantic. They're looking for a soulmate in a partner, so someone who they can bond emotionally, spiritually with, whereas the ENTJ is looking for a mind mate. So they're looking for someone who can, stimulate their mind. So these are people who really, again, praise logic. So they're not drawn to the same sort of people. So for a number of reasons, this is an incompatible couple. Yes, they are both intuitives. These are both people who are rather logical, but one being an intuitive feeler, the other one being an intuitive thinker, one being a perceiver, the other one being a judger, one very much who likes spontaneity and like to be warm and expressive and romantic, whereas the other one is more logical, practical. They will pretty clash with each other. I mean, this couple is a bit better than the ENFP ENTJ, pairing, but it's not that much better. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this compatibility analysis by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.